Okay, I'll try and speed this up a little bit. Thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for supporting my channel. This is Tim from How Do I Do This 01. Today we're going to cover a lesson on becoming more Windows friendly. It's come to my attention that a lot of people I deal with, students and just people I've come to know on the internet, some of them are not as experienced. They tend to not understand the concept of using multiple windows and/or in browsers multiple tabs to be more efficient in what they're doing and allow them more flexibility in using their computers. Now, not everyone has a fast computer. However, the big defining factor when you're online and afraid that you can't use many tabs or other programs using online resources is in fact your internet speed. Internet speed has a direct correlation with how much stuff you can do. For example, if you use Yahoo Messenger, if you go online and you open a chat window, the chat window doesn't take a lot of computer use to do the actual job of starting the program and running it. And your internet usage is low because chatting back and forth is just taking binary text and sending it back and forth. So that's not a big deal. Where you start to run into issues is if you try opening multiple chat windows, if you try running video on more than one chat window, or in some cases just opening video. It's very, very, very intense for trying to transmit all the data to another computer halfway around the world with your video image. So you're sending an awful lot of data back and forth. The same thing if you're doing sound. So using sound and video in your chat browser probably going to slow you down and or make the computer hiccup. It's not the computer's fault. It's the browser's fault. Or in this case, your internet service provider is not giving you enough bandwidth or room going to and from your computer on the internet. You can only fit so much. You can only fit so much through a doorway that's 7 feet tall by 4 feet wide. You're not going to get anything bigger than that 4 feet wide by 7 feet tall. There's just no working around it unless you take it apart. Video takes it apart and ships it, but it starts to cause problems. So anyway, let's cover multiple windows and multiple tabs real quickly. I'll try and keep this down to 10 minutes. You'll notice here on the left hand side of my screen I've got my start menu bar up here. What you can do is you can open up several paint windows at one time, and I'm going to go ahead and run through these. What I've done here is I've created multiple layers, and this is basically a follow-on to my video series on learning how to use paint. It's also a stepping stone for using Windows as well. Becoming familiar with these steps in these videos is really going to help you learn how to use Windows more effectively and efficiently. Anyway, getting back to the multiple windows, you see I've got 4 windows open here. I started with a base coat, and if I hit the Control Z, I can undo all this. I started with a base coat, then I went with a layered background of shadow color for my text, and then I went with a foreground color for my text, and then I went with some overlays over the top to give it more depth. Now what you can do is you start here in this, and because I'm using multiple windows, it's not that difficult. You click your selection tool, you click your transparent color, and basically all the windows, but you have to do this in the steps. In this case, you right click, you copy, you go back to your first window, you have your selection tool, you click paste, one layer. Then you go down here to your second layer, which is your foreground text. You select all, copy it, go back to your first window, and then you paste it. Then you go down here to the third window, select all by using your drop down, or Control A, right click, copy it, go back here to the first window, paste it. Now you're getting layers of depth here, and then you go down here finally to your last step. You select it all, copy it, go back to your first window, and paste it. Now you've got a multiple layered picture just like you would use in a more advanced paint program, but this is much easier and obviously much easier to see the concept of layering, which is something that your more expensive graphics programs do for you. But believe it or not, I'm trying to learn some of those right now, and I'll tell you what, this is a lot easier doing it this way. Believe me, I'm scratching my head on some of these things, and I'm fairly computer literate, and it boggles my mind. A lot of people who take the time to learn some of these more advanced graphics programs, I want to shake their hands, because it's a tough road to haul, because I'm still trying to get my head around some of the concepts and how some of the features work. So go ahead and view my other video lessons on using Paint to create these different things, because it will be a lot easier for you to learn this in Paint and then use what you know to step into a more advanced program. Trying to step into an advanced program when you're not real sure how to even do painting is probably not a good idea, because you will be overwhelmed. Anyway, let me minimize these windows here and get them all out of our way, and then we'll go back here to our main focus, which is the multiple windows, multiple tabs. Now you notice I have multiple windows open at the same time. Computer hasn't slowed down much, if any at all. Basically, you can do all this stuff and it will not slow your computer down unless you're trying to do something like graphics work or audio work. Stuff that's really intense on using your computer memory to compile things and work in the background is what's going to slow you down. Now, getting to the particular Facebook here, a lot of my friends have asked me, well, how can I surf and be more effective in it, because I have to wait for one window to open up and then I have to go to another window to do this, that, or the other thing. In most browser programs now, you can right click and you can open the link in a new tab. You can right click, open the link in a new tab, and again you can right click, open it in a new tab. You'll notice here across the top I'm opening these new tabs. Now I'm going to let these things load up here. The trick is, with in particular the game programs here in Facebook, you have to let the program start. Now you'll notice the program is now starting in this particular tab, heading to my cafe. Now I can switch over to another tab here once it starts loading, and then when I come back to this tab, it will in fact be at a point where you can actually play it. Now let me go back over here. You'll notice I have YouTube. This is Internet Explorer rather than Windows Explorer. I have multiple tabs open. I can in fact click on play, click on my next tab, click play this one, click on my next tab. Now they're all three the same tabs, but it's going to allow me to go in and click on multiple tabs and start the videos. Now I can start the video. I click pause. Keep this video as short as possible. Click pause. We do want to cover a few things. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Tim from How Do I Do This 01. Now, I've clicked pause on all three of these, and you will note that as you click pause, the video should keep loading. Now, you don't see the bar here yet, but we'll come back to it in just a minute. Okay, let me minimize this window and go back to my Facebook. Now, this program is now started, and this